Hello, it's Matthew from Ludobox, and today I'm going to give you an overview of the second edition of Mansions of Madness. So this is a cooperative board game for 1 to 5 investigators ages 14 and up, and it plays for around 2 or 3 hours depending on the scenario you play. So it is a scenario-based game, and you're going to have a few scenarios with the core box. If you have the first edition, you also have additional scenarios to play. You can convert your first edition to second with a kit that is included in the core box, and you also have expansions that add more scenarios. So you should have plenty of scenarios. So this is kind of a board that we can have after a few rounds of the game, and you're going to be investigators, and you want to basically investigate at the beginning of a game. You don't know exactly what you want to do or what the final goal is. For example, it might be escaping a town or investigating on disappearances and that kind of thing. But sometimes you don't really know what's going on, and you want to find out what's going on. So the board is made out of modular tiles, and you're going to move around them, explore them, and try to find what the mystery is, basically. So you need an app to play. The app is available on Android and iOS. It's free. And it's not a companion app. It's entirely necessary to the game because it holds the narrative system of the game. It will tell you what the monsters do, how to attack the monsters, basically. What are the weird events that occur to you, and you also have some puzzles to solve in-app. So, for example, mastermind like puzzles or riddles, that kind of thing. And you also have like special items like diaries to read that can give you hints. So basically, the game is made of 2 phases, the investigator phase and the mythos phase. So in the investigator phase, every player, every investigator would get 2 actions. The actions can be moving, so you can move by 2 squares for 1 action, up to 2 squares. For example, if I want to, this shouldn't be there. If I want to go in the bedroom and see what's in the bedroom, I can do 1, 2, and then search. Searching is most of the time in action. You can also investigate to explore for an action. So for example, I'm going to explore with Wendy here. So I might tap on this lantern here. I spend an action with that action symbol, and then they tell me to look for, fortunately I have the tile, so they tell me to put this room here. So I have a new room, and I can remove this, and they are going to tell me what's going on, what to put. So for example, there is a search token here. There is another search token there, etc., etc. I might have monsters, so there is a monster, etc. So the app is going to tell us what we can do, basically, and what happens. It's really the narrative core of the game. So in order to kill monsters, which is an action, I can fight them for an action, and if I fight them, I'm going to click attack, and I can have a variety of options depending on how I attack the monster. If I have a bludgeon or a blade or a spell or a gun, whatever, I will select the thing and do a test. And the test is going to tell me how to roll the dice, what do I get if I succeed, what test do I make, because I have several abilities. So the dice have 3 different sides. They have blanks, which are basically a failure. They have successes, which are these elder signs, so stars. And I have spyglasses. So the looking glass is basically a success if I spend a token, an investigation token. So this is good when investigated. I get this token when investigating. It's really good because I can spend them again to have the successes that I need to defeat monsters. So once the investigators have done their turn, you just click on the end turn and you will have the Mythos phase. And in this phase, the investigators might come across new monsters that pop and that go around the board. They have kind of an intelligence system built in with the app. Like they try to run on the closest investigator. Usually it makes a really simple pathway. So they also attack investigators, and you can evade with rolls. So you're going to have to roll even out of your turn to evade the monster's attacks. They also give you horror, so they give you wounds and horrors, and I'm going to explain how that works. So the characters have scores here, so a health score and a mental health score. So that means that I can get up to 7 wounds before something bad happens to me, and I can get to 7 horrors before something happens to me. When I get a horror or a wound, I just draw the card and read it. Sometimes I have to resolve an effect to play it, and sometimes I play it face down. But sometimes I might have it face up. So it could be, for example, a scar that makes me less beautiful and less prone to interacting with people, or a broken arm that probably will make me weaker, or a broken leg that makes me limp away so I can move only 1 square, that kind of thing. And the horrors are kind of the same thing. And if I go beyond what it's possible for me to withstand, I'm going to draw cards such as Wounded or Mad. So if I draw a Wounded card, I will discard a lot of wounds, and the next time I hit the threshold, I die and players lose. So it's really bad. Do not get super wounded. And Mad is a bit different. You don't automatically lose the game when you become mad. You're going to look at the back of the Mad card, and you're going to have a specific madness that tells you what you now need to do. So sometimes you're going to win the game differently. You might have conflicting interests with the other players, so you cannot tell. That's the hardest part. Like, you want the house to be on fire and you cannot do anything. Like, you cannot tell people that you want the house on fire. So you have to manage to get the house on fire. So the game concludes either when the investigators lose because they lose a member, or when the case is solved. And the case is cracked whenever the app tells you that, okay, it's over. And you're going to discover when it is and how to do it. When progressing, it's not going to be automatic. So I'm not going to spoil you anything, so don't worry, it's perfectly safe. I've finished, almost everything there is to know about Mansions of Madness. So bye-bye, and see you on LudoBox.